All right, guys. Sorry. Having technical difficulties plus allergy attack. Disaster right now here on the small package. Ryan, how are you doing over there? Life better over there in England? All right. We have a long way to go, and Jesus God. We just got off the pre-show. Let's just go to the main card like we were talking about. Hopefully I can talk here. We started off with the Intercontinental Championship. What did you think off the bat? How WrestleMania started with the IC title match? I need your support here. Talk a little bit before I got to catch some wind here. God. Okay. What did you think of the IC title match?
I think it was a perfect match to open up the main show. Seth Rollins would be the first person to make an entrance on the night. You always need a guaranteed crowd reaction, personally, if you like. Somebody who's going to engage the audience, pop them quick, and Seth was just the man for that. I did take The Miz to retain the Intercontinental Champion on The Miz's never-ending Intercontinental Championship run. But, no. Another Grand Slam champion, that seems to be a theme these days. I mean, it was only Randy Orton a few weeks ago, Seth Rollins at Mania, Jeff Hardy last week.
I took The Miz as well.
Wants to be a Grand Slam champion, man.
Yes, sir. I took The Miz as well. It was a pretty good opener. Nothing, barn burning. The Bar ended up getting the pick correct. He picked Seth Rollins. I liked Seth Rollins' entrance. He came out. I've never seen Game of Thrones yet. I'm like one of the few in the world that have yet to start that series. But I guess that was a Game of Thrones throwback. Are you a viewer of that?
I've never seen it, but either way, the Bar chose wisely.
Yeah, he had the blue contacts and everything coming out. Finn Balor came out to support the.
This could be that one time.
Oh, sorry.
You like the ad better.
Technical difficulties here. I was just gonna hit return to sender, but Finn Balor supporting
during the small package.
Yeah, Finn Balor supporting the gay and lesbian community with that shirt. The Balor Club's for everybody, but and the Miz.
Nothing wrong with homosexuality whatsoever.
Yeah, wrestling is for everybody. So, so I got a pick wrong again.
I gave a letter to the postman.
I had The Miz as well.
He put it in his sack.
The Miz is going back for the Intercontinental title this Friday at the greatest Royal Rumble ever. Now it's going to be a fatal four-way, but I did not see that coming. I thought The Miz would definitely hold on to that title after this. The Bar got it right, though. Seth freaking Rollins completes his Grand Slam Championship run in WWE. He nabs the Intercontinental title for the first time. And, God, I had all my notes up, and now I got to re-bring them up because I had to restart my computer. Bear with me. I wanted to see how long this match was. Any other thoughts on this match, Ryan? Give me a couple of minutes to find this.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was in the upper echelon of WrestleMania match openers. It was the right guy to enter WrestleMania first, pop the crowd.
Yeah.
I predicted wrong, but you can't deny how good that celebration looks every time Seth spins.
Oh yeah, I love
the belt above his head.
I love seeing him do that. Throwback to when he cashed in at WrestleMania 31 for the WWE Championship.
Oh, yeah.
That match. By the way, the Women's Battle Royal was only 9 minutes 50 seconds, but that opening match was 15 minutes 30 seconds. Nothing really stood out for me. I mean, everybody got their collective shit in, but Seth Rollins defeats The Miz and Finn Balor, 15 minutes 30 seconds. Then one of the matches of the night, it was the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka wins the Royal Rumble of this past year, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. She elects to challenge Charlotte Flair in a dream match. The match went 13 minutes, 5 seconds. I believed Charlotte Flair's entrance was one of the best WrestleMania entrances of all time. She comes out to the old school, her dad, Ric Flair's entrance music. She was one of the gals who, at WrestleMania 30, helped introduce Triple H, with that epic throne scene. And this time, she has a bunch of Trojan warriors behind her. She's the, she is one of the best female wrestlers of all time. Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, has a grand entrance. Asuka has a basic entrance. I liked how WrestleMania on the broadcast on the network actually had some 3D graphics when she came out, but nothing, kick-ass for Asuka, to tell you the truth. But I enjoyed both entrances. This match, 13 minutes, 5 seconds. It was one of my most favorite matches of the night. Rory Barr ended up, who did Barr? Barr took Asuka. I took Asuka to remain undefeated. And you, sir, took Charlotte. And yes, sir, Charlotte ends up tapping out Asuka with that figure 8. It was a brutal match. I know Charlotte ended up getting flipped on the outside. She hit hard on the mat on the outside. I know that looked like it hurt. But these two ladies really kicked some ass. Anything stood out to you in this match? I was legit sad the undefeated streak for Asuka came to an end. I don't even know what were the details. How many days was she undefeated?
I know it was since October 2015. So it not too far shy of 1,000, I'm guessing. Yeah,
it was a long time. So
yeah,
that one's done. I hope she doesn't. It would have been just a bit over 900 days, if I'm not mistaken. I hope she doesn't go off into relevancy, but hopefully they keep her special. You got to think next year at WrestleMania they're grooming Flair, even though she's not the champion at this point in time. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but she has probably got to be groomed for Ronda Rousey. They're going to want a main event for a pay-per-view here at WrestleMania. Probably Rousey and Flair is what they're shooting for. We will see. A lot to be determined there, but you got the pick right, sir. Kudos. Let's move on. After that, we had what do we have? We had the United States Championship, the Fatal 4-Way. It went 8 minutes 15 seconds. Jinder Mahal with Sunil Singh coming out with him. He defeats Randy Orton, who was the previous champion. The glorious Bobby Roode, good to see him on a WrestleMania card. And Rusev Day with Aiden English. He was the most over, just like you on Bourbon Street. Rusev, though, took the pinfall. Jinder Mahal is your United States champion after this particular night. Jeff Hardy is the United States champion now. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but a big night for Jinder Mahal. All of us had Rusev, so thoughts?
Obviously it was a very unpopular result. I still think Rusev's drawing backstage heat from somebody. I think to have the most over guy on WrestleMania 34 week eat the pin, especially to a guy like Jinder, who people are already bored of, is a rational decision at best. Somebody backstage definitely doesn't like Rusev, though, I guarantee it.
Yeah, Rusev probably getting himself into hot water on Twitter, even though he's entertaining to me. He's got an upcoming match, a casket match with The Undertaker. It was off the table for a while. Now it's back on. They were, at first, you thought maybe this guy was getting released, but let's hit it, Elvis. For me, Ryan got it right, but I had Rusev and Asuka last time. So I had a rough start at WrestleMania, Ryan. I was like, for the century. So Rusev Day was everything we expected until he lost. But and Asuka lost the opportunity and her undefeated streak. I got both picks wrong, but you got Charlotte right. And what were you thinking at this point in the card? Do you think things were going to pick up all of a sudden? We what was the next match? It was the I apologize. Let's see. Yeah, it was the big match of the night. Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey, and Triple H, Stephanie McMahon after that. This is where things picked up. To tell you the truth, this was the longest match of the night, Ryan. 20 minutes, 40 seconds. Yeah, it was everything touted. I love the entrances. What did you think of the mixed tag match? I think it was placed perfectly in the middle of the card, and it really was highlighted. Everybody was into this match. I think this was the peak of the night. Ronda Rousey had an epic debut. Thoughts?
I think it was arguably the best in-ring debut of anybody in the company's history, to be honest. I think for a woman who was going there under immense pressure, and she's been in this sort of environment before. She knows what it's like to perform in front of thousands of people, millions of people watching at home on box office. She's used to these pressure cooker situations, but talk about somebody who delivered a big time performance when she really needed it.
Yeah.
You talk about Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Let's see.
The atmosphere, when she started wailing down on Triple H and she lifted the game close towards the end, I thought the roof was going to come off the Superdome.
Yeah, we all got that pick right. We all took Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey. I got an epic couple of pictures out of that one. I thought Kurt Angle looked pretty good. He had an Olympic slam on Triple H. In the end, I thought once Triple H was taking on Ronda Rousey, I thought, like probably what you thought, you said, I thought Triple H was going to succumb to Ronda there with the armbar, but it was Stephanie succumbing. It was the longest match of the night. I actually thought Ronda was going to turn heel, but I got the pick right. I just threw that little thing in there, but she's still a babyface. We'll see how that plays out here in a bit. Very fun match, and we all three got that one right. Any other thoughts on that match?
If you had told me that everybody, including Uncle Dave, would be regarding it as the best match of the night, I would have called you a bone-faced liar. But talk about a match that delivered a lot when people didn't really expect that much. Yeah.
Then things started to go downhill a little bit. We had the SmackDown triple threat tag team match. The Usos were the defending champions. Awesome to see them finally make it to a WrestleMania card. This match, surprisingly, it was only 5 minutes, 50 seconds. I rewatched this match. It seemed a little longer, but it was just basically the entrances were funny. You had the minis come out as pancakes. The Usos, nothing big. Bludgeon Brothers, nothing big, but the New Day had a pretty cool entrance. But it was basically a Bludgeon Brothers beatdown. Everybody got some spots in, but in the end, Kofi takes a hard pin from the Bludgeon Brothers. Bludgeon Brothers take the SmackDown tag team titles away, and they are still the champions going into the greatest Royal Rumble ever. The Bar ended up taking the Usos. You had the Usos, and I had the Usos. So we all took massive losses on that one. Thoughts on this match, Ryan?
Him and Jay White walking off for a main event shot. I mean, the main card for WrestleMania. The match just felt like a squash match to me.
Yeah.
This one played victim to lazy booking. I've not really a problem with the result. If I'm not, I mean, I think I predicted the Usos to retain, but I think after waiting so long for a shot at a WrestleMania main match, they must feel quite underwhelmed after leaving New Orleans.
Yeah, I expected more out of that. I'm just assuming that maybe the Ronda match went long and they got time cut, maybe perhaps. But the Bludgeon Brothers are on a tear right now. Nobody has an answer for them. But the Usos, Bludgeon Brothers, go back at it this Friday at the greatest Royal Rumble ever. So we will see if the Usos can get those titles back, as neither one of those guys were affected by the Superstar shakeup. So moving on yet again, let's go to the next match. And then it was finally John Cena got an answer from The Undertaker. Talk about a short match. Talk about a squash match. Cena basically ran back off the ramp during the Charlotte ending of their match. Once Charlotte had the belt, Cena jumped out of the crowd. He was in attendance throughout the whole show, the whole pre-show. During that match, once its completion, the ref came over. Basically, there's a lot of memes out there. A lot of people are saying that's when the end of the Nikki Bella relationship. Your thoughts on that, sir? Nikki Bella and John Cena relationship is off. No marriage between those two guys. Any takes on that? Is this a Total Divas angle? Do you think these guys are just doing this for a TV show, or what are your thoughts? Do you care?
Their relationship always felt like one manufactured in Hollywood. I mean, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella always felt like the more organic, loving relationship. Obviously, they've got a child together, a little baby birdie. But I can't say I'm all surprised. I mean, it does sort of it makes you question about the moment at WrestleMania 33 when we saw him propose to her. But I don't know. I just think John Cena is going in different directions. He's doing the movie thing. I don't know if he got cold feet or whatnot. I don't know who orchestrated the breakup, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see what this does for any sort of push for Nikki Bella, because unquestionably her status has been elevated the past couple of years because of who she's going out with. So it'll be interesting to see what capacity she uses after this. But again, you only live once, really. You've got to be happy with the choices you make, and hopefully they won't look back on this as a mistake.
Yeah. No comment for me. I watch it for entertainment. Those guys, they're grown adults. They can. I have no problem. They make enough money. They'll find true love, I guess. But Cena's too busy. I don't see that guy settling down. And Nikki, she can have probably any dude she wants. So, but anyways, just makes WrestleMania 33 look kind of funny with the proposal, and then the Undertaker coming back. Basically, Cena gets his gear. He comes out. We thought the Undertaker was already here. The lights go out, and lo and behold, Elias gets a spot. Plays a couple of tunes for Cena. Gets his little moment. So The Rock and Elias will have to wait. Any thoughts on Elias's big moment there in WrestleMania? He ends up getting pounded by Cena there after his little guitar music sesh there in the Big Easy. Wasn't Elias's night.
Sure wasn't.
So little grandstanding there. And then lo and behold, finally you see the Undertaker's ring gear, or the way he went out at WrestleMania 33. There was something in the ring, his hat, his jacket. And then lo and behold, the Undertaker, and it disappears again. The Undertaker arrives. and basically a super squash match. I don't even think did Cena get any offense in this? I don't even remember. He might have got a couple. He probably got a punch or two in. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. The Undertaker comes back, defeats John Cena. You got to think there's maybe more to a story to this. Rory got this pick wrong. The bar ended up saying there was going to be no match, so he did not select anybody. He almost probably got it right because there was only 2 minutes, 45 seconds, but the Undertaker does get the win. I picked the Undertaker, but I thought it was going to be the American Badass, but I still get the pick right. You had John Cena. What were your thoughts going into that match again? I forgot. You thought Cena was going to beat the Undertaker?
I think I had the Undertaker down to beat Cena. My assumption all along that this will be at WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
But I hesitate to say whether it'll be Undertaker's last match because we seem to be saying that every year. But I think it was made to. I don't think it's not going to be the same build as the Rock versus Cena. Let's announce it a year before. But I think the plan all along was New York City, John Cena versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, maybe a career versus career match, huh?
Yeah, I enjoy how they showed John Cena sitting in the crowd. I dug that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Little things. One of the worst booking decisions of the night was if you're going to do the spot between the referee and John Cena basically telling him The Undertaker's arrived, you don't do it after Asuka's streak has just been broken. But do it after the United States Championship match if you're going to do it after one of the earlier bouts. But then to have John Cena run past Charlotte and Asuka as if there's some sort of afterthought was a dreadful booking decision.
Yep, there's my pick. I had the American Badass showing up, but it was the old school Undertaker. And he answers the call. Oh, I had him answering the call at the Hall of Fame, if you remember that. But he didn't show up at the Hall of Fame, but he does get the victory. So we will see how that story progresses. The Undertaker on the card this Friday at the Greatest Royal Rumble against Rusev in a casket match. So, and Cena takes on Triple H. So we better fire off here. Then it was the second longest match of the night. Or no, excuse me. We had the Daniel Bryan match. It was a 15-minute, 25-second match. I like the entrance for Daniel Bryan, basically kind of like Sting from WrestleMania 31, where they kind of Terminator look. Or no, it was a Triple H entrance, right? Where they had like the Yes movement. I thought that was a pretty cool package. Daniel Bryan, a successful return. Him and Shane McMahon defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn by submission. So Zayn and Owens are not rehired. It was questionable where their fate would land. The bar had Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Yours truly had Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. And you, sir, Rat Boy, what is your feelings? You selected KO and Sami Zayn. What do you have to say about this match?
I guess in retrospective, it may have been a bit obvious that they weren't going to ruin Daniel Bryan's return to WrestleMania. I was hoping they'd play out this KO and Sami storyline at least for another month. I don't know, send them to any other independent promotion. I'm sure they'd jump at the chance to do business with the WWE.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the segment with selling Kevin on Owen during the shake-up. But
do you think it was too soon for them to get? You think it was too soon for them to get hired by Raw?
Say again?
Do you think it was too soon to bring them back as far? Well, I mean, on the Monday Night Raw after Mania, they were actually on Raw, and
I would have played the storyline out a bit.
They should have went to like down to NXT or like Evolve. You think like desperate? I mean, they could have decent matches while trying to get hired at a place, but this past weekend on the shakeup, they end up on Raw. We'll talk about that here in a few seconds, but it is what it is. I thought it was a fun match, but you could sense the crowd was getting tired. We move on to a big match. for you, Nia Jax. This is where I got up and got another beer. I got to see the match. I missed the entrances. Nia Jax defeats Alexa Bliss in 10 minutes, 15 seconds. They got more time than I thought. Your gal loses the Raw Women's Championship after a nice run. Obviously, you had Bliss. The bar had Bliss. I had Nia Jax. I know this was the most maddening part of the night for you. Please explain your wrath once again to our fans. I got it right, though.
I mean, I predicted the Goddess to retain. It wasn't as far-fetched prediction in my mind as picking Charlotte to break the streak. Obviously, she's gathered a reputation as similar to Edge, a bit of an ultimate opportunist, a very cowardly heel, if you like. I thought a win at WrestleMania would definitely put her over even more so, but I can't deny that Nia Jax doesn't deserve her moment. But that's all it'll end up to be, a moment. She'll lose that strap soon enough.
Yeah, the Raw women's division is kind of getting interesting here. So that match got some time, 10 minutes, 15 seconds. And then it was the big match for me, the WWE Championship, the dream match. AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot of people were let down. I think by this night, everybody was starting to get deflated. It went 20 minutes, 20 seconds. It was the second longest match of the night. I got the pick wrong. Once again, Shinsuke does not get the WWE Championship. I believe that's his third opportunity. He's getting a fourth this Friday at the Greatest Royal Rumble. You took Shinsuke Nakamura, and the bar took Nakamura. We find out we have a heel turn at the end of this match as AJ won. He gets defeated, and then Shinsuke gives the belt back to AJ, and then proceeds to low blow the champion and turns full-fledged heel. I loved Shinsuke's entrance. This match was not the match I was hoping it to be. I still have yet to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched the whole WrestleMania, but it wasn't really the dream match. Maybe we'll see a better production this Friday at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And Shinsuke is a full-fledged heel. Thoughts on this match? Did it let you down?
Compared to their Japan days, it was, I don't want to say exceptional and underwhelming, but it's similar under the surface. It could have been so much more, but prior to what went on before, that heel turn saved it.
Yeah, I thought that was. I was not. I was reluctantly.
I did not see that coming. We'd seen a same thing early in the night with another Japanese star bowing down for Charlotte. But as soon as Shinsuke hit that low blow, it was like, let's call a spade a spade. He's had a very underwhelming first 365 days on the main roster. But once he hit that low blow on AJ Styles, it was like he's a new man. He's obviously doing the heel thing well. But no, I'm digging heel Shinsuke.
Yeah, I am now. I was reluctant because, I like him so much. And I usually boo the bad guys, but I cannot boo Shinsuke Nakamura. Heel Shinsuke does not speak English anymore, much to my entertainment. But this was the final pick I got wrong. Much to my disappointment, I had Shinsuke Nakamura. We all had Shinsuke Nakamura. Hopefully, it might be his last shot this Friday. Maybe we'll see a heel WWE champion. We got to get to those picks here real quick. But the air was pretty much out of the building by that point. I think everybody was getting tired. But we had a Raw Tag Team Championship match that went 4 minutes. Braun Strowman was out. Actually, Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, the defending champions, they were waiting to see who Braun Strowman's mystery partner would be. This was not part of our official picks. You had Braun's partner, what? Samoa Joe. I selected the Big Show, and I had a wild card of being Goldberg. The bar ended up having Samoa Joe as well. So we didn't get wrong our mystery partners, but we all got the pick right. Samoa Joe, or excuse me, Braun Strowman ends up selecting a 10-year-old kid named Nicholas. He was ended up being the son of John Cone. He's a referee. Everybody's shocked. The New Orleans Commission banned pile drivers for the indie events and no blood for the indie events. But obviously, WrestleMania, you could bleed. There was no pile drivers, really, unless you count a tombstone. But obviously, they didn't give a crap about kids being in the wrestling ring with grown men. Nicholas and Braun Strowman, after 4 minutes, become the Raw Tag Team Champions after Braun selects a random kid, quotation marks, out of the crowd. We all got the pick right. We're all laughing. Braun had a pretty cool moment in his entrance. He destroyed like a big cart full of New Orleans Mardi Gras type stuff going on there. I can't remember. What did you think of this match? And what were your thoughts of a 10-year-old kid being Braun Strowman's tag team partner? I actually warmed up to the opinion. A lot of people hated it. I thought it was entertaining. Far away, Ryan.
It's one of those things. It's best not to overthink it, and it made sense because it was WrestleMania. It would have been as confusing and irrational as all hell on any other pay-per-view, but it was WrestleMania. Something that kooky as this just about makes sense. I think Vince's idea with me wanted to do it through the eyes of a child or some crap like that. But it didn't hurt Strowman, but it's not exactly much for Sheamus and Cesaro to lose their titles in what was essentially a handicap match. But
yeah, it made the Raw Tag Team titles look kind of weak.
I can't say I would have booked it the same way. I would never have thought to book it like that. But obviously the belts have been relinquished. Nicholas goes back to the 4th grade. And,
yeah. He wasn't a part of the Superstar shakeup.
Sure wasn't.
So, I at first was disappointed we weren't going to see a previous legend or something, but in the end, I thought it was entertaining, and it did make Sheamus, Cesaro kind of look, after their hard years work, maybe look weak. Hopefully, on SmackDown they'll look better as they transferred rosters, but I mean they still have a chance at the Raw Tag Team Championships against Bray and Broken Matt. But that brought us to the main event, Vince's main event. Brock Lesnar, the champion, the Universal Champion, taking on Roman Reigns, who wanted his opportunity at the Elimination Chamber singles match for the WWE Championship. The section I was in totally shit on this whole match. It went 15 minutes, 55 seconds. And lo and behold, Paul Heyman predicted it right. He said it was going to be a spoiler alert, not a prediction. Brock Lesnar ends up defeating Roman Reigns. It took how many F5s? Probably about 5.
6, was it?
I don't know. I have yet to rewatch that match. I was just like looking around at all the fans shitting on this match. I'm not the type that likes to take over a wrestling event, but the fans I was around, totally not into it. I'm sure it was a pretty good match. Roman ends up getting bloodied. Brock does his thing. He ends up scoring the victory. Your boy said Brock Lesnar would not go out a WrestleMania not champion. I got that pick right. Rory picked Roman. And you, sir, picked Roman as well. Any thoughts on this WrestleMania New Orleans main event?
Yeah, well, I mean, the result surprised me as all hell, and I'm certainly no mark for Roman Reigns. I didn't think the match was as bad as everybody made out. It was quite similar to the bout they had at WrestleMania 31. It packed a good punch for 15 minutes worth of action, but I think the crowd had already decided from the first bell that they were going to shit on this match. I don't really think it ever stood a chance as a main event of the biggest show of the year.
So yeah, it was it was what it was. By that point, I was spent. I enjoyed the experience. I made some new friends, like I told you. It was a 7-hour event. By the way, the Greatest Royal Rumble is advertised, I believe, to be 6 hours, so it won't be as long. But they have an hour-long pre-shows, from what I'm hearing. So be prepared for another long one. So
let me sleep.
Yeah, I will not spoil anything for you. So to update things, we start the new wrestling year off. Rory Barr ends up going 11-9 overall from NXT and WrestleMania. Yours truly goes 12-8, and the Rat Boy goes 5-15 to start the new year off. And we will come up with a stipulation at the end of the year for a loser and a winner. I say a steak dinner in New York for the winner. So we will discuss that. So we better move on to our predictions for the Greatest Royal Rumble. We've already gone really long here, Ryan. Superstar shakeup thoughts real quick. Do you have any? I had a whole segment for this.
SmackDown was definitely the beneficiary.
I definitely.
A year in the wilderness. Hopefully they can come out fighting again. But if you look at the assembly of talent, I mean, Shinsuke, AJ.
Yeah, I definitely. I put a poll on my Twitter. I got 5 votes. I actually had a lot of people thinking Raw was the better roster. I was kind of shaking my head at that, but I'm trying to bring up the page I had here before we got taken off the air. Superstar shakeup. I was surprised to see Samoa Joe. Oh crap! I lost Ryan. Let's call him back. We will not bring up that page. All right, Ryan. Sorry. I was my most biggest surprise was Samoa Joe going to SmackDown. It was a pleasant surprise to see Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler be sort of a team. They're going to be on Raw. Andrade Cien Almas is a call-up to the SmackDown roster. Sanity to the SmackDown roster. Big Cass is back on SmackDown. Raw ends up getting KO and Sami Zayn hired. Natalya is over. She looks like she's going to have an angle with Ronda Rousey. The Riot Squad is over on Raw. A bunch of job tag teams are now on Raw. SmackDown got better, I think, as far as wrestling matches, future opponents for Daniel Bryan. What is your highlight for the Superstar Shakeup? You can see all the Superstar Shakeup moves on WWE.com, guys. I was going to list every shakeup move, but I cannot get the webpage going. And I don't want to risk this going any longer than I wanted to. Ryan, thoughts on the shakeup?
SmackDown Live is definitely the greater beneficiary.
I agree.
All that assembly of talent. AJ Shinsuke, Almas, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, Sanity making the way, Gallows, Anderson, Big Cass. But the problem will remain in the booking. You could have the best assembly of actors in the world if the producer doesn't know his chalk from his cheese and there's problems.
All right, I'm trying to bring up the Greatest Royal Rumble card here. If you could bear with me. It's going to be this Friday from Saudi Arabia. We're moving on to our next event here. Booker T, by the way, will be filling in for Jonathan Coachman tomorrow night on Raw. Coachman, I think, has a previous engagement. So in case anybody's wondering why Booker T is back on Raw, I think it's just temporary from my sources. He'll be filling in for the Coachman. I saw a post where Brock Lesnar is making $600 on his new contract. I don't know how long his contract's going to be, but I saw a post. I don't know if it's official. He makes $637,000 for each match. Ryan, what the hell? $127,000 for a TV appearance, and he makes like 6% off of all his merch sales. I'd say this guy is doing very well for himself. I'm sure he's going to have a UFC match. What are your thoughts on that?
God knows how much they paid him to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This is a guy who doesn't like to leave his own territory unless the circumstances are correct. So
I can't imagine.
To say what they're going to be paying him for this.
Yeah, the greatest Royal Rumble over there in Saudi Arabia, there will be no female matches. It's all men. So for WWE, that looks pretty funny, promoting the women's era. All the women, I guess, are taking a little vacay. Not even any house shows. But it is this Friday, the greatest Royal Rumble. We're going to make our quick picks here. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. What time is that over there in England? I know you'll be at work.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. That's prime time for you. What time do you get off work?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. All right. I'm just trying to bring up this dang card. I have the matches. Okay. If I can't bring it up, that's fine. The internet is so failing me right now. I have the matches here. There were some things I wanted to bring up, but I put my own match order. 10 matches. It looks like it's going to be 6 hours long, Ryan. Any other last minute thing? I wonder how security is going to be there. Me being deployed in Iraq, we landed in Saudi Arabia. I mean, Saudi Arabia, I just hope that I don't know how many people are going to be in this building, but I hope they have good security for the talent. I wonder what WWE security is like, but I can only imagine it's going to be a nightmare for WWE. Thoughts on that?
Again, like I said, I've never or will never go to Saudi Arabia, so it'd be difficult for me to comment on such a situation.
Too freaking hot, dude. The hottest I've ever been was on a tarmac waiting to go in Iraq. 135 degrees. Saudi Arabia. It's miserable. No wonder these guys are always pissed off at us. But they are rich, and that's why they brought this event over there. So hopefully everything goes well. I saw pictures of the stage being erected. It's going to be basically a WrestleMania, scheduled for 6 hours. So let's get to our picks real quick, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. There's a WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander, the champion. I have this opening off. There's going to be like an hour-long pre-show, I assume. To be determined still. I'm going to say it's Buddy Murphy making weight. And I will say Cedric Alexander retains. If you throw Mustafa Ali in there for a triple threat match for the heck of it, I still think Cedric just won the belt. First of all, Lee, a big tribute to Lee Ermey. Let's get him in on this action. Lee, are you there? Holy smokes. Even Lee Ermey's speechless right now.
What are you looking at? Yeah, you! You better be looking at Miracle right now!
All right. Ryan, did you hear that? Get your fucking picks ready. All right. We've had a technical nightmare tonight. I'm starting off the greatest Royal Rumble, the Cedric Alexander victory. Lumbar check to Buddy Murphy. Put it in the mailbox. Your pick. Give me the bars pick. Are you there?
Other than that,
What's your pick?
the mailman has picked Cedric Alexander. I'll first give you the bars pick. His pick is also Cedric Alexander.
All right.
Rat Boy.
Buddy Murphy. And an awful entrance music. The best kept secret.
Fantastic entrance music. Buddy Murphy to win the Cruiserweight Championship of the world
What if
in
that?
Saudi Arabia.
All right. What if this guy can't keep weight? He's got to relinquish that shit.
He'll keep weight, don't worry.
All right. Moving on, I've got the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles next. By the way, if they add any matches, which I hope they don't, 10's enough, we will put our picks in the comments. And we're not sure the official match for that Cruiserweight title, but it's got to be Buddy Murphy probably. But moving on, Bludgeon Brothers, the champions of the SmackDown brand, taking on the Usos. I have the Bludgeon Brothers retaining. They're gonna have another beatdown session. They'll hold the titles for a little bit. Your thoughts and the bar.
The bar will take the Bludgeon Brothers to obtain the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Rat Boy.
Clean sweep. All right.
Clean sweep. I just dig their old entrance music as well.
Well, Naomi will not be there overseas to help Jimmy Uso in case he gets beat down this time. Moving along, we have the U.S. Championship. Jeff Hardy ended up taking the title away from Jinder Mahal. Jinder went to Raw. Hardy now on SmackDown Live. Another pick we didn't tell, or a brand switch. Jeff Hardy taking the U.S. title over to SmackDown. He even beat Shelton Benjamin on this past week's SmackDown. So he's the champion, a fan favorite. Jeff Hardy gets my pick to retain this one. If I could see a title switch, only if there's an Intercontinental title switch, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I say Jeff Hardy retains and stays on SmackDown. I hope that's the case. Keep him away from Matt Hardy, who's still on the Raw brand. Jeff Hardy will get a Swanton bomb again on Jinder. Jinder will go probably to the Universal title scene here, unfortunately, once Roman Reigns becomes the champion. Thoughts? For the
bar will take Jeff Hardy to retain the United States Championship. Myself, make it a clean sweep for the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. Next up, I have the Raw Tag Team title match. The Bar is now on SmackDown, which is kind of weird, but they're getting another opportunity. Sheamus, Cesaro, they will get for the vacant titles because Braun Strowman and Nicholas gave up the titles. Wyatt and Hardy, the Woken Warriors, get the opportunity. They look pretty good on Raw together. Eventually, you're going to think Wyatt's going to turn heel on Hardy, but I think they have a nice run. They're going to win the tag team championships. Obviously, I would think, and I cannot find my stupid letter. There it is. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt will win the the Raw Tag Team Championships. What says the Bar and the Rat Boy?
The Bar goes for an inaugural title run for Bray Wyatt and Broken Matt Hardy. Myself.
Oh, wonderful.
Make it a clean sweep for Broken Matt and Bray Wyatt.
All right. Yeah, we have a common theme here.
Surely that's the most obvious result of the night, given that the Bar are going to SmackDown. So none of the other teams in the SmackDown Championship match are on Raw. So yeah.
Let me bring up the chat here. I never brought the chat up since we've been back. I'm sorry. I don't think we have any viewers. This thing went out of control as soon as that first blip happened. But we're just going to keep rolling here, Ryan. I have next the casket match. Undertaker takes on Rusev. That was the original match. Then Rusev was taken off. It was rumored to be Chris Jericho. That would have been a cool match to take on the Undertaker again. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect in this. I'm taking, obviously, the Undertaker to not bury Rusev softly. I know you're going to be mad at this, but it is Rusev Day even in Saudi Arabia, but not on this day. Well, I mean, it won't end well, Rusev Day. Rusev Day does not get softly buried. He gets heavily buried. Once again, the Undertaker. There's no way he's losing to Rusev. Sorry. Where does Rusev go from here? He's still on SmackDown. What is the Bar and the Rat Boy think?
The Bar, against his best wishes, has gone for the Undertaker.
All right.
To win the casket match and, quote, bury Rusev softly.
He's going to go softly. And the Rat Boy.
Something's going to happen. Rat Boy.
No Lana with him. He's going to have to do it by himself. Well, Aiden English, he might be out there.
Alexander Rusev.
All right. Happy Rusev Day to everybody.
Obviously, they'd have to be due to some sort of shenanigans, but I don't know. They've given us bigger swerves than this year, so I'll take Ruru on Rusev Day. All
right. Lana will have to watch at home. Lana is the best. Lana is number one. Moving along, we got John Cena versus Triple H. Interesting matchup. Is this the John Cena Redemption Tour? He's been on a massive losing streak. You know what? I thought maybe Cena would lose this match, but to tell you the truth, I think he's going to start the Redemption Tour. Why not start it against Triple H? John Cena gets the win for me. I got that smack dab in the middle of the card. A throwback old school match. Ruthless aggression style. WrestleMania. What was it? 22, right? Rematch. I'm looking forward to that match, actually. That'll be interesting. Taking John Cena to finally, we haven't seen John Cena get a victory in forever. John Cena wins it for the mailman. Your turn, Rat Boy.
The Bar takes John Cena to defeat Triple H to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. unsurprisingly.
All right.
Myself.
Looking to make ground up is Rat Boy Ryan Alexander. Taylor. Hey, got to get some losses back, buddy.
It's all about the game.
All right.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, and so forth. Never underestimate the power of the authority's ego to do something on such a grand stage. Triple H defeats John Cena.
All right. And then we've got the Intercontinental title match. It's a fatal four-way. This is so interesting. If you're going to switch titles with the Superstar shakeup, you could see a title change here if the U.S. title changes hands as well. I don't see both titles changing hands to the same brand, obviously, but you got Seth Rollins, who won the title at WrestleMania. He is the incumbent champion. They're taking on Finn Balor. Samoa Joe now on SmackDown. It'll be interesting to see where he lands. I think that guy's the best promo in all of wrestling. Maybe him and The Miz. And then The Miz. The Miz is now on SmackDown as well. So you got a couple of options here. I am going the safe route with Seth Rollins retaining. But it wouldn't surprise me if, like, The Miz and Jinder Mahal win titles back. But I will go Seth Rollins retain the title somehow, some way. I don't have any titles changing hands until coming up. What is the Bar and the Rat Boys' choices?
The Bar will take Seth Rollins to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Myself.
All right. We're all in agreement.
Get a clean sweep for Seth Rollins to retain.
All right. Let's move on. We're going long here. WWE Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura, another opportunity. Taking on AJ Styles. Both still on SmackDown. Shinsuke, another opportunity. God, every time I pick this guy, he has lost. I want to pick AJ Styles. But how can you do that? I think heel Nakamura is ready for a mini run. He's eventually going to, I think, take Daniel Bryan on there by SummerSlam. Shinsuke, give him the freaking title by now. It's his time. Shinsuke Nakamura finally, after is this the fourth or fifth time? He is going to win that elusive WWE Championship and new. I think he becomes the 51st WWE Champion of all time. Come on, Shinsuke. I'm rooting for the heel in this one. What says the Rory Bar and the Rat Boy?
This was a taxing decision. It's definitely one of the more I've had to think about for the night. The Bar takes a new WWE champion in Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, me and the Bar are dead even right now.
Say again?
Me and the Bar have every same pick going right now. He's only one game behind me. You're either going to be catching up to us, or you are going to be falling even farther behind, Rat Boy. Make your pick count, buddy.
Don't worry. Fantasy Booker is on this. Don't worry.
Okay.
Fear not. How about my Rat Boy?
Wow. A clean sweep again. Nice.
There surely will be one massive title change. For me, that is new WWE champion in Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right. If he does so, he's the 51st champion ever.
51st.
All right. Cage match. Universal Championship. I would expect blood. I would expect the crowd to go wild once Roman Reigns finally beats Brock Lesnar. Vince wants a babyface reaction. He's going to get it in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what that arena holds, but Roman Reigns is finally going to get the title, buddy. The mailman says so. I'm not sure how many people in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, at the King Abdullah, what is it, Sports City's King Abdullah International Stadium, but it's going to be Roman Reigns' night, and they're going to be cheering like little fanboys. We're all going to boo here in the States. Thoughts? Rory Bar.
The Bar will take a new Universal Champion in the shape of Roman Reigns. I guess he thinks that the Roman Empire will rule the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Myself.
He takes the Brock Lesnar. Keep in mind, this is a cage match.
The Universal title run goes on and on and on and on and on. Brock Lesnar retains.
Interesting selection, sir. Once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't know how long Brock Lesnar's going to still be here, guys. But unbelievable. You know, I picked him at Mania. Never say never. Here to keep the title and keep Roman Reigns' promos, by the way, on Raw recently have been lackluster. You think maybe this guy is maybe getting cooled off. Maybe we get a Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley matchup. Bobby Lashley, well, we didn't talk about him at all. Brought up finally on the main card, or excuse me, WWE is on Raw.